Hello friends, and welcome to the Urban Homesteading channel. If today is your first time visiting with us, we want to express to you a warm welcome and invite you to watch any of our over 420 videos that we have arranged for your convenience in playlists, as we are confident that you're going to find something both enjoyable and useful. If you have been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Today we're going to attempt something that I have never built before. We're going to attempt to make a stand, what do you call it, not a stand lamp, but a floor stand lamp, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to use wood for this. We could use pipe as well, but we decided to go with wood. And we went to our local store and we chose 2x1 boards. And they are 6 feet, right? Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect them all in this orientation with glues and brads and create in essence a square tube, if it were. Mm-hmm. This is the same technique that you're going to use if you want to make false beams to put on a ceiling and a lot of other things. Or if you want to surround a round pipey mm-hmm. That supports your house or something like that. You can use the same technique to create in essence, the illusion of something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, without further ado, stick around and we're going to show you. We're going to start by using our trusty wood Titebond 2 wood glue, and we're going to put a generous bead in one edge.
Really close to the camera with that one.
Well, we'll probably need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put two together so that we have better support. You know what I mean? We're not going to glue them that way, but you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for our viewers, what we're doing now is we are lining them, and we're going to use brad nails. We need to make sure that they're as even as we can make them, right? Mm-hmm. Check it, I don't have the feeling. You only need to check it in relation to that board. Forget this, this is just support.
I understand.
Okay, tell me when you think it's good.
Further, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Is it flush look? Mm-hmm. Okay, and we're going to go on the other side and do the same thing. Can you check it? Yes? Mm-hmm. And now we're going to go across the whole beam and repeat it. No reason to show you this. This is just a repetitive process. I want to take a moment, talk about the caveats of using a brad nailer. And as you can see here, this came out, but you can see a very clear, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, a bow. Mm-hmm. In other words, I was not actually crooked, but it bowed because I was unfortunately using the brad nailer like this. Mm-hmm. And brad nailers have the tendency to do that. So the way to avoid this is to use it in this orientation, which is what I did after this happened, right? So just a little tip, a little advice. We're going to have to, of course, to cut this off now with our Dremel.
Right.
And we'll make it like it wasn't there. So we're going to cut that and continue. So the process is the same. We're going to put glue on one edge, and as you can see, we're using the fourth piece to make the alignment easier for us. Again, we don't have the equipment we have in our shop to do everything, so we need to be creative, and for this piece it's fairly important that the alignment is correct. So by using the pieces we have, we are kind of ensuring that our alignment will be correct. All right? Hi, do you want to do the first one up there?
Yeah, turn it one more time.
Okay.
Is it lined up down at the
Yeah.
flush?
And you can see that it is nice and tight here. Go in the end, my love. And now you get to hear how sweet I am to you.
Push down. Can you push down on that end?
I am pushing down. Okay, and then come here on the other end. All right, and as before, we did the two ends and the middle. Are they aligned, love? And now we're going to go in. What we do is we half between. So we're going to go between that middle and that end, and the middle and that end. There is only one middle, not that middle, but you know what I mean. The process will be the same for the last piece, and we'll show you if there are any changes. And our last piece will have to be glued in two directions. One is the existing one, like we did with the other three. And if you paid attention, you can see that we only have connected only on one. The first three ones connect only to another board, and the last one to two, right? So this is the correct orientation. And on this one we put glue on the existing one, and then we're putting glue in one edge. The rest of the process will be the same, so we will not show it to you. And we're going to let that dry overnight, right? Since we're going to have to manipulate it a lot. And it will leave a channel in between, so we can we'll have access from one end to the other, right? All right. I would say let's put one middle and one, and then turn it into the other side. So we'll make sure that we have flexibility on the piece, right? Okay, I will have to help Miss Woodworker now, because we have to go fairly fast to complete this process. We'll be with you in just a few moments. Column. As you can see, we can see light on the other end, which means that we have a clear opening from one side to the other, which for this project is an important consideration, right?
Yep.
So with a little bit of sanding, this is exactly what we're looking for. You can see it has nice sharp edges, right? Very well defined for a modern look. And overall, part of the reason we decided to make this is because we've been looking since we moved to the apartment for something, and we haven't been able to find one to buy.
A floor lamp, that is.
Right.
Yeah.
What else would it be?
You know, a pole made of wood.
Well, everyone needs one of these, right?
Well, maybe everyone will have one after this video.
Well, everyone would want. We will. Unless, of course, our viewers decide to make one for their own enjoyment and utilization, right? And we said that's 6 feet, right?
Yep, 6 feet.
Now, there is no true limit on how big you can make this. We chose these dimensions, and when you do that, you also need to remember that the final dimension of the pole will be the width of whatever material you use plus its thickness, right?
Yep.
And then it ends up being a perfect square, yep, in that sense. But you can, other than that, you can make any size you want. All right, folks, and you can see it now. It is a substantial piece of lumber. It feels very nice. And this is also a way that you can make legs, right? like the piece, the table we made the last time that we bought the legs.
Right.
These would be probably the perfect size, wouldn't they? Not the height, of course, but this is a very good technique to make a lot of structural components, false beams, legs, all kinds of interesting things. All right, folks, now we will go on and do a little bit of sanding. All right, and now we're going to do a light sanding in all of the four joints. Correct?
Yep.
And are we going to finish it? Are we going to stain it?
Yeah, we probably will.
And we've bought a light feature that we're going to attach to it. We are going to show you shortly, right?
Yep.
What grid paper is that? Do you remember?
150. I wouldn't normally use this aggressive a grit for this, but we do have to mitigate the slight variances between the boards as they join together. So there's a tiny bit of a lip, even though they're very tightly joined, because of, nature creates curves.
And again, if we were in our shop, a power sander would take this very easy process, right? Very fast process. Mm-hmm. But here we have to do it by hand, and I guess that's okay. Miss Wizard prefers sanding by hand for some reason. I think she finds it therapeutic.
It is.
But overall, what do you think of how it turned?
Plus, think of the muscles I'm building.
I know. You're going to be Mrs. Olympian. So what do you think of the outcome?
I like it. Plus, I think that this grain is really beautiful. The way that it almost looks like one board, the way this grain looks.
Yeah, it has matched very well together. And again, this is a technique that if you pay very close attention, you can close very tightly. If we had a lot of clamps, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And then you will not see anything. You really wouldn't. I mean, even here, you have to pay close attention. If you see it from a distance, I don't think you will see it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think after sanding it will be even less so.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not going to subject you to the sanding of all four boards, but we're going to be back with you when it is done. All right, folks, and our pole is sanded, and look how good it looks actually, right?
Yeah, you'd never know there was a seam there.
So we also went to our local Habitat for Humanity, and we purchased this light for $8, right?
Yeah, it's actually a ceiling mount.
Right, yeah. And we are going to use that as our light, if you want to imagine,
Yeah. It's very cool. It's like a stainless steel.
Yeah. And we haven't decided exactly how we're going to attach it, but the idea is this, right?
Right. And it came with a bulb. I mean,
Can even go like this. Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll figure it out. So we'll be right with you tomorrow. All right, friends, and we're indoors, and we're going to do a little bit of the electrical work, so we'll be ready. And we went and bought a cord with a plug attached to it, but we could not find it in the length we needed, so we need to extend it a little bit. So for 74 cents in our restore, we found an old found an old lamp with a cord that we cut, and we are going to attach it to our brand new cord, and we're going to just simply make an extension cord. This cord doesn't have to be heavy duty. We're going to use LED light on the lamp, so this is perfectly acceptable for this application. So we're going to strip it and hopefully not cut ourselves. Right?
Let's not.
Now we don't have the correct tools for this, so we're going to try and do our best. We're going to clean the wires, and then we're going to be right with you. So a couple of tips: when you finish with the cable, it's going to be stranded like this. you want to take your hands and twist it. That gives both strength and better contact to all the little strands. And you want to do that if you have cables that, like we did, that you have to prepare. Now we're going to take these cables and we're going to connect it, and that will be our preparation. Okay, we're now working on the base, and we're going to use existing wood we have, even though we don't have as much wood as we used to in the shop. We are collecting a little bit of scrap, and that will keep, of course, our costs down and get rid of our scrap, right?
Use wisely.
All right, so we're going to use our trusty, new and improved we did a very successful cut, I think. And now we are going to clean this piece. It has a sticker that we're going to remove, and then we're going to attach these two pieces with this reveal, as you can see here. And we do that just to give it a little bit of character. All right, we'll do all those things and we'll come back. Okay, hit if that's the place you want it, hit a brad nail somewhere so it will keep it from moving. All right. Go ahead. And just like this, we have the two pieces joined, and we have a nice bottom plate or base, as other people want to call it. And now we're going to get ready to attach our okay folks, and we have drawn a rough sketch of what is going to end up looking like, and we use the fixture itself to draw the shell core, because that is a fixture really that goes in the ceiling normally. And then we draw a general shape around it of what we want it to look like, and we're going to use our jigsaw to kite the shape to the best of our ability. Now here you have a lot of artistic license, I guess. There are many different ways you can do that. Like you can have just a small stem here, you can have a triangle going from point to point, or you can have the circle cut so it looks like it's floating next to the column, right? So we're going to try that. We might decide to do something else if we don't like it, but this is our original thought. Okay, ready? Right, so I think I should do a quick swath now through here, right?
You got enough space?
Yeah. All right. Now we need to reset that so we can cut these pieces here. So we need to okay. So we're going to eyeball using the attachment, which is the ceiling attachment. Usually it goes in the junction box, and we're going to eyeball where we're going to make the two openings for the screws to go up through our holding.
Just need this to be in the middle. much as middle as possible.
Okay, now we're going to make some openings, some holes, some opening holes. And we'll be right. No, honey, you need to start it without touching anything, so it will go to speed.
I know that.
Okay, yeah, on the surface. It's okay. So in a light fixture there is no difference between neutral and live. In other words, you can connect them in either one, it makes no difference as long as one is on one and the other is the other. Can we put that down? And we need to put the yes. So as you can see, we have put the top platform, I don't know what to call that, and we use the hardware that came with the light, not in the way that usually use it, because we don't have an electric box here and we don't really need one. And now we're using electric tape to ensure that our wires are protected and not touch each other, because that will make them bad wires, touching each other. And we'll do now the same on the other side. Can you do it? And you just try to braid them together, make them one wire. And then you want to put your tape again. And then when you tape both independently, we're going to put a little tape on both wires to keep the loop from getting caught on anything as we close the fixture. Very exciting stuff, right? Now, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, please don't do that. Have someone, a friend or someone that can do it for you, or buy a kit, a DIY kit that has everything ready. It is pre-wired. Yeah, at any point, this is not really electrical, it is more. So in our case, I have no difficulty doing electrical. We do not have a way to ground this fixture, so we're not going to ground it. So you see the copper wire is just there. So now we're going to, but wait, there is more.
So come around and see. Putting the screws through the holes.
I cannot see what I'm doing.
I'm helping. There you go.
All right, we have there are two bolts somewhere.
Hold that. I'll do it. You hold it.
And I think we'll have to back up there. I don't think the bolts will go as high, but that's okay. Okay, to the other bolt. And as you can see now, we're tightening the fixture, right? Tell me when you're completely done there.
Yep.
And since I cannot see, tell me when it is tight.
Looks pretty tight there.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's raise it now, so we'll give them the first idea. Alright friends, and this is what it looks like. We have to make the base still, and we're going to do that in temporarily here. And we're going to show you the final project, but you get an idea. I mean, it's going to be slightly taller, like that much, right? Mm-hmm. So let us get the base, and we're going to, here on the base, we did make a channel for the cable to come out without getting pinched. And I don't think we can go all the way through, can we? So we made 4 pilot holes to attach the base to the pole, and we're going to do that with screws. Unfortunately, we broke our trusted air strike, so our initial plans on how to attach it had to change a little bit, but that's all right. We're going to make it work, right? We're going to drive the screws. Tell me when you see it. Not yet? So we're going to drive them first all in.
A little bit high, maybe.
What do you mean a little bit high?
Like, I don't know how far out you want it to be. I can see it, but I don't know how.
No, that's fine. Did it so?
Yep.
Okay. And the reason we're doing that is so it will make it easier, since that will be an awkward place to try to screw and hold the base at the same time. So the screws will be already in. And that should make it easier for us, right?
Yep.
Alright folks, and here is the finished piece. And the base is good enough to hold this without tilting. In fact, I can push it and it doesn't want to turn. See, I'm pushing it substantially. Mm-hmm. So this will not fall. This is very steady, very well made. And looking forward to show it to you in my office. Alright friends, and here we are in my office. And we have a very nice looking lamp post that will allow me to have a little ambient light in my office, because this room does not have any lights on the ceiling, so I've always been needing to have that, so I don't use my closet light as my light. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little build, and if you did, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, like, subscribe, and let us know what else you would like to see in our channel. From the Garage Woodworker and Mrs. Woodworker in Elpida, want to wish you a great week, and we're going to see you soon. Farewell, friends.